So in the beginning of my journey, I used to think that losing weight was about diet and exercise, right? Calories in versus calories out. I would hear that everywhere. But what no one told me was that the real battle wasn't in the kitchen or in the gym. The real battle happened in my mind. And when I learned that, it changed everything for me. What I didn't realize was the reason why I struggled with consistency and why I would self-sabotage every time I experienced a little bit of success, it was because of something that was happening deeper. It wasn't random. It wasn't some surface level shit. It had a lot to do with what was going on in my mind and my heart. It had a lot to do with some of the things that I experienced growing up and in my adolescent years. So the truth is, for most of us, our trauma is controlling us. It's controlling how much discipline we have, or the lack thereof. It's controlling our inconsistency. It's controlling our self-sabotaging ways. But here's the good news. You can take that very same trauma and use it as a weapon for good. You can use that as motivation. And in this video, I'm gonna teach you exactly how to do that. So most of us think that the formula is eat less, exercise more, and then poof, we got a new body. But you gotta understand this. Your relationship with food, that's emotional. Your ability to stay consistent, that's psychological. And if you're watching this video, you have an advantage because I didn't learn this stuff until after I lost weight. And if I would have known this stuff, my journey would have been completely different. So maybe about 4 months ago, I was at my mom's house and I was a little hungry. So, I asked her, can I make some eggs? And she told me no. Now that may not sound like a big dramatic ordeal, but in that moment, something triggered inside of me. And in that moment, I turned into my 9-year-old self. My nervous system remembered having this feeling around food and the restrictions that were in place in my household when it came to food. My mom used to regulate the food. She would keep the Fruity Pebbles in her room. She would ration it out. And it wasn't because we were poor. My mom just controlled how much we ate. And it caused a complex inside of me that not until recently I've learned was the reason why I gained 150 pounds after I moved out of her house. Because now all of a sudden, I'm in college and I have access to unlimited food. So that insight alone, if I'd have known that in the beginning of my journey, it would have changed everything. So you have to understand the connection between your childhood, the way that you were raised, your conditioning, and your relationship with food, because they are connected. For you, it might be different. You may have grown up in a house where your mom forced you to eat, right? Oh, make sure you scrape that plate. All of these little experiences from childhood, we carry it into our adulthood. So I want you to stop right now and just reflect. Think about what life was like around food or around exercise in your household. Did your parents force you to eat, even if you were full? Did you eat vegetables? Did your parents guilt you by saying that there were kids starving in Africa? Shit like that makes no sense, which creates these complex relationships with food when we are raised in environments where these narratives are present. So here's the hard truth. If you don't deal with your trauma, if you don't understand what's happening beneath the surface, it's going to continue to run the show. You're going to continue to self-sabotage because self-sabotage is a defense mechanism. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in this video. So I went through this cycle for years. I would set goals. I would lock in. I would work out 6 days a week. I would cut out all junk food. I would cut out all fast food. I would lose about 20, 30 pounds in like 6 weeks. And then I would binge and put the weight back on. And that's because deep down inside, the old me, the trauma, the programming, the conditioning was still in control. And no matter how hard you try to willpower yourself against that inner programming, you'll never win until you address it and you heal what's going on beneath the surface. So if you've ever felt like you are at war with yourself, like one part of you wants to lose weight, wants to feel good, wants to be healthy, but there's this other part that just keeps fucking shit up, I want you to know that that's normal. It's completely normal. All of us deal with that. So be graceful with yourself. Be patient. So most people either run away from their pain, and then there's this small percentage, and I believe that you can be a part of this small percentage, that uses their pain as fuel. I've taught myself how to use pain as fuel, and it has absolutely revolutionized the way I experience life. Here's how you do it in 3 simple steps. Step 1, call out your triggers. The first step in change, the first step in transformation is always gonna be awareness. What triggers your bad habits? Is it stress? Is it boredom? Are you feeling unworthy of success? Like, you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself these questions. So once you identify these things and you shine a light on them, they don't have as much control over you because now you are aware of it. It's so much easier for these things in your shadow to control you when you're not realizing it happens. But if you know, okay, when I'm stressed or when I'm bored, I do X, Y, and Z. When you know that, then you can slowly, with continued building of that awareness, you can slowly start to make changes. But the first step is you have to be aware. You have to practice recognizing these triggers. And the more you practice, the more you are aware, the more control you have over your choices. Step 2, channel it. That anger, that frustration, that sadness, you can't allow it to weigh you down. You can't allow it to just sit on you. The key is to move. You gotta get up. When you notice that you're feeling these heavy emotions, do not go sit on the couch and turn on Netflix. Get up and move your body, even if that means just a walk around the block. Train yourself to respond to these heavy emotions with movement. And trust me, when you're feeling these heavy emotions, I know the last thing you want to do is exercise, but emotions live in the body. And when you move the body, you allow the emotions to move through you. But when you sit down and you wallow in them, they are going to sit on you. They're going to get even heavier. And next thing you know, you're binge eating, you're masturbating, you're doing some shit that you know you shouldn't be doing. So train yourself to move whenever you're feeling heavy emotions. Do not overthink it. I mean, this can be walking in place for 10 seconds. This can be 3 push-ups. Just find a way to move your body in any way that you have access to in that moment. You'll gradually get better at it over time. You'll be able to start adding more and more movement, but just challenge yourself the next time you feel stuck, the next time you feel overwhelmed, to just find a way to move. Step 3, rewrite the story. The story that you tell yourself about your pain, about your struggles with transformation, whatever your challenge is, the story that you tell yourself is the thing that will dominate your results. If you have a story in your head that weight loss is impossible for me, or I'm not worthy of reaching whatever goal that you have set, if that is your story, if that's what you believe, that's going to happen every time. What you do will never, ever be able to overpower your beliefs, right? So you have to recognize if you have self-defeating beliefs. You have to recognize if the story that you have running in your head doesn't support where you want to go. And again, that starts with awareness. Check in with yourself. So imagine your life was a book that you've been writing with a fucked up pen. This pen, it smudges the truth, right? Every time you write with it, it's telling you a story that speaks to your limitations. It tells you, oh, you're from the hood, you could never become a millionaire. It tells you, you know what? You don't know anything about weight loss. You don't know anything about nutrition. You'll never be able to lose weight. This pen, this fucked up pen, just continues to smudge and write things that just does not support where you're trying to go. But here's the thing, at any moment, you can put that fucked up pen down and turn the page and start to write a new story with a functional pen, right? Does that erase the past? No, it doesn't. But we're not concerned with the past. You have to have a mindset that focuses on the next step, that focuses on where you're going. Identify if you're still writing a story with a fucked up pen, and the fucked up pen in your case may be these stories that you have about your limitations, about what you can or cannot do. You cannot take the past as evidence of what's possible, because you are more than your past. Your past was just a platform for you to stand on, for you to now build a new story, for you to now build a new future. But you have to believe that, and you have to practice identifying when you are living in a limitation that you created for yourself. And trust me, I struggle with this as well. I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn. I grew up in a place where everybody was small-minded. So in order for me to travel the world, and I took my kids to Paris, I'm going here and I'm meeting these people. In order for me to find myself in these situations, I had to drop that old story about the kid from Brownsville who didn't deserve to see the world. I had to drop that story. So what is your story creating for you? What are your beliefs creating for you? I want you to check in with yourself on that. Awareness is key. Realizing that you have the power to change your story is key. And practice. You have to sharpen your awareness. And this is done through journaling. These are one of the most powerful tools in helping you to build and sharpen your awareness. Meditation. You have to be intentional about having meetings with your mind. You have to learn the patterns of your mind so that you can break free from the grips of these faulty thought loops that keep you stuck where you are. God has given each and every one of us the power to write a new story. But it starts with a decision. It starts with acknowledging that, you know what, the way that I've been operating isn't serving me anymore. Today's a new day. I'm gonna be patient with myself. I'm gonna love myself through this process, and I'm gonna take it a day at a time. And that is the key. If this hit home, if you resonated with this, let me know in the comment section below. What's the one struggle that if you were able to overcome this, it would set you up for success? Let's have a conversation in the comment section below. Guys, hit the like button on this video. If you have any video suggestions, put it in the comment section below. And remember, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace. If you are a busy professional with a crazy life, I have the perfect solution for you. Download my No BS Fitness Formula. This is specifically for people who only have about 20 to 30 minutes to dedicate to their health daily. This guide will help you and is completely for free. The link is in the description below. You're welcome in advance. I'll see you in the next video.